Hello, welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we met the Blood Spun Web, I think that's their name. Basically a death cult that operates inside of our ship that kills traitors and sometimes even good guys for the God Emperor and keeps us safe. So kind of good, but kind of bad. A little bit of both. Anywho, we have Cabela now, and we're trying to find our way through the train yard to where the church is, where their cult operates, and we'll see how it goes from there. The Kaju dashboard controlling the junctions is lit up with an indicator lumens for active hubs. Arrival and departure announcements are pouring out of the Vox systems. A statue of Magnus Ionos the Ninth, architect of Freight Hub LD 987A14.
None shall stand in my way.
I didn't. Nope. Okay. He doesn't have anything new to say. Okay. Oh, there's a mark. Is that blood? It can't be. We scrubbed the decks 3 times right before the rogue trader came. Boy, take me. The captain will have our heads. This is put by a cult. Come on. Is this the welcome you give the rogue trader? Whoever had the audacity to leave this behind. This appalling symbol, I will see to it that the Master-at-Arms calls them to account herself. Damn those, how did they even examine the mark? You have seen this sort of symbol before. Death cultists carve bleeding marks like this into their own skin. Remember this sign, it is the beginning of your quest, the first blood trail. Do you know what this mark is? It resembles one of the symbols associated with the blood-spun web. What was it called again? The Song of Trailing Blood, I think. It's a prayer familiar to many in this compartment. We've heard spinners say it when they will perform their signature acts of service to the Emperor. The soundless shadow sank into the dark. Slashed feet crescendo, a fatal dance, blade song and tempo, each edged an echo. Twin odes to death throes, now on her sacred blood, as she once trod the backs of foes. Sorry, my throat. Tread countless souls, but none who know. You memorize the verse? Why? When I took up my post here, I made sure to familiarize myself with all the particular qualities of this compartment. I soon heard about the verse and decided to investigate. I questioned a number of people who followed the blood-spun web as I was trying to figure out if there was anything pernicious about it. And eventually I learned the whole thing. The words are certainly strange, but it's nothing worse than that, it seems. Ugh. Why would they leave this mark here? Maybe it has something to do with them inviting you to their temple. Maybe they're trying to get your attention. Apologies, Lord Captain. I'm no good at deciphering their disturbing riddles. What is the Song of Trailing Blood? From what I can tell, It's something like a prayer with several verses that tell about the life of one of the cultist saints, Ariane, or the matriarch spider as they call her. In other words, it's an invitation. If it is only too obvious that the cultists obsessed with mysticism would never use prose to mark the way to their temple. They are too fond of their obscure chants and cryptic verses. Yeah, because I'm smart, I know that. One second, I need water because my throat's killing me. Sorry about that. Oh. So I am invited to follow a trail of blood, it seems. I accept the spinner's invitation. I hope you find what you're looking for and return to the upper deck safely, Lord Captain. You think you can make out letters woven into the intricate symbol. And though the meaning of each individual letter eludes you, together they unmistakably form an arrow pointing in a certain direction.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Yeah, through here.
Upper deckers avoid coming here. But how can one live aboard the flagship only to turn one's back on the core that gives it life?
This core can just as easily take a life too. Especially if someone around here takes a fancy to your boots.
The rotting guts of someone unfortunate enough to be flattened by a train lie glistening on the track. I don't see that, but okay. I'll take your word for it. Ooh. This is the last cycle of the hub's vials for the work cycle. Do you have any idea how much it costs? There, 57 ration cards. It's all I've got, I swear. Spend the rest on Rockgut again, I'm guessing. I'm not doing you any more favors. Give up the drink or get used to life in the pestilence pit. I hope you get hit by a train.
A new challenge for me.
The bulky head doors lead to the Enforcer's living quarters and the hub's provision depots. Both of them say. Don't mind me taking this stuff. Another one. The longer you stare at the mark, the quieter the sounds of the station become. The shadows grow longer and seem to stretch in the direction of the adjacent room. Yeah, it's not up here, but I want to go up here.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Athletics across.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Get all that, and what's this? Charred scrap of parchment. You can barely make out the crudely scribbled words on the burnt note. Then past the marketplace, make sure the enforcers don't blank you, or you will ruin entire operation. On the tracks behind, you'll find blanks, a little gift for. Give it to him, or you'll see for yourself. 15 ration cards. A greasy stack of cards, each entitling the holder to 1 portion of rationed protein and a mug of water.
Unexpected result.
Follow my lead.
Okay, well, we got some stuff saying go behind the train tracks. Have mercy, make the pain stop. Mercy, please save me. Oh, someone's there. Holy crap. The young man gasped for air through burnt lips, slipping in and out of delirium. His skin is dripping from his gaunt body like melted wax from a candle. His eyes, somehow intact, alive, clear, and filled with pain, stare at you from under his caked eyelids. Who are you and what happened to you? I'm Vale, a cleaner. I was in my house asleep. Enforcers came, set fire to it, and I didn't make it out in time. I wonder how long he's been sitting here like this. A watch 3? The whispers say nobody cared because he didn't matter. But they also say he's somehow supposed to matter to us. Strange. Get some enforcers and Medicaid personnel in here, now. There is a man in need of revival. Once he has recovered, assign him to the scribe's apprentice. He is too badly injured to go back to a worker's life. The God Emperor has sent you to save me. You are his light. You are his grace. Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me here. Of course, man. Never forget the mercy that the Lord Captain has granted you. When the Undying One is ready to accept a soul, it must be sent forth, and so will it be freed from the torment of the flesh. Yet you have chosen to prolong this one's suffering. Your intentions perplex me. It's because I care for people. I don't want them to die. Especially like that. Holy crap. Do you know anything about the mark next to you? A spinner came. He painted the symbol, then he gave me water, and whispered a strange verse. He told me to memorize it and to recite it later, so that help would come. And here you are. Then I should... To suit smirched soul, her mercy she did grant. Her last breath expressed, knife met heart. Removed from chest, passed on to death. Her duty blessed, a balm for those who suffer, anguished and distressed, a longing brought to rest. Of mortal bonds the soul divest. More verses. The crux of this test is clear. In order to follow in the saint's footsteps, you are supposed to kill the young man and thus release him from his suffering. The cultists want to see if you understand the philosophy of those who seek. Help is on the way, just a little longer. Of course, thank you. Yeah, I'm not killing him.
Victory awaits.
If he lived from being burned alive, he deserves to live overall. And that's wanting me to go up here, okay. Before I do that, let me go down here and see what's happening. The workers, beaten to within an inch of their lives, are returning stolen power panels, wire, and microlumens to containers marked disposal. The time-worn loader is barely fit for purpose at this point, but The enforcers still see its complex maintenance as the lesser evil compared to hiring ignorant, clumsy scoundrels to do the job. Heinrich Montag. Lord Captain, what an unexpected encounter. What brings you to this compartment? The famous cuisine and magnificent vistas, no doubt? What are you doing here? I'm here to patch up Savage Locomotive number 3, under the Tech Priest's supervision. That old grump is my personal favorite on the entire freight line. Every couple of years, Savage gets mad, his boiler catches fire, and starts spitting steam at the repairman. Guess who they call to take care of him in the situations? The Inferni, of course. And after I've done all the most dangerous work, that's when the Iron Brains come in. But that's alright, I love Savage. When he's in a good mood, the feeling you get standing at his levers and speeding down the freight line is indescribable. I envy those Tech Priest drivers who get to operate him every day. The roar of the boiler, the wheels thumping like mad, and all that furious power pulsing in your hands, responding to the slightest movement. How about I introduce you? Is it safe? Oh, I refuse to believe Savage would dare scald the Lord Captain. He definitely should not. I seek the blood-spun Webb's temple. Do you know where they are hiding? I don't have the foggiest idea, and that's probably for the best. I have my hands full as it is. I cannot turn down an offer like that. Technical ruins. The machine is angry and refuses to obey right now. Savage is powered only by the auxiliary maneuvering engine. We will need to start the main rotor if we want to take a trip down the freight line. Listen to the noise from the boiler. The stubborn machine does indeed seem remarkably similar to a wild beast. The roar of the mechanism resembles horse growling, and the scarlet glow of the lumens on the control panel make you think the malicious glare of a predator. The spirit of this machine is vicious but strong and lively. What should I do? Put your hand on the big lever and gently give it a pull, very gently. Savage does not like to be hassled. Do you feel it? There's so much energy and defiance in him. This is a rocket, not a locomotive. Unruly and enamored with speed, but quite willing to submit to a strong hand. Pull the lever towards you, smoothly but firmly, then pump the fuel with this command room. Unruly and defiant, but submits to a strong hand, much like yourself. You don't say. I'll do it. A new explosion inside Savage shakes his iron body, causing your eyes to see double from the vibration. Now you are feeling his real power. He can run down the entire freight line in a minute, given the chance, and kill everyone who rides him at that speed. Now try applying some thrust to the main rotor. Grab those paired levers and give them a firm tug. Looks like Savage has agreed not to kill us both. His Tech Priest guardians will be pleased. All hail the Lord Captain. You have subdued a mighty beast today. Now I'm sure you have urgent business to attend to, and it's time for me to drive Savage down the line and see if he's feeling cranky. That was most intriguing. I am pleased. Could I have wished for anything more, your lordship? Let's go down the freight line. Not quite, your lordship. I said Savage is not dangerous, but not dangerous ends right here. He might just pull a stunt and bake us to death during the ride, and it would be better if the ship did not lose an our lord captain. Fine, have a good trip. Everything is going to be alright. Savage would never fry me. Right, Savage?
I won't tolerate weakness.
I can't go across, okay. Because it said in the burnt papers or something behind the tracks. I can't go under there. Okay. Oh. Now that's saying I can open it.
Over.
Okay.
It's about time.
How do I get down there? Maybe it's across where the next mark is.
The Whispers told me a secret.
There it is.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Bunch of stuff. Some kind of board game. A scruffy rat is rolling small glass balls around the board. Okay. Some workers empty their pocket and start throwing ration cards, bolt nuts, and even a few poker panels into the small chest next to the board. The flute player winks at the crowd and switches to a different tune. The rat squeaks excitedly and starts rolling the colorful balls the players have chosen around the maze of tunnels on the board. But not a single one reaches the goal, a hole marked with a red circle. The rat just rolls all the balls off the board or into dead ends. Once the first group of players gets their hopes dashed and leave empty-handed, new workers immediately take their place. Now watch the rat. The rat scurries around the board, spurred on by the flute. Its movements appear erratic at first glance, but after a while you notice how consistently the balls seem to miss a goal at the very last moment. While the rat's clumsy, amusing scampering distracts the spectators, its nimble tail directs the balls away from the hole. Listen to the tune. The rat's movements from the flicks of its tail to when and where it pushes the ball obey the master's wordless commands with uncanny precision. The notes and pauses and rhythm, every part of the melody serves as a signal to the flute player's tiny assistant. Solve the mystery of the trick. Your mind eliminates all irrelevant factors, the ruffling of cards, the clamor of bolt nuts, the excited gestures of naive folk believing in luck where calculation reigns. There is only the game and its structural components, a skillfully crafted melody, and a trained pet that is smarter than it looks. Where others hear music, you discern a series of coded directives being issued from the flute player's tiny accomplice. The rat distracts the spectators with a show of clumsiness while precisely following its master's commands. This is how the ball just happens to roll past the goal, much to the chagrin of the participants. Why are you idling about and distracting the other workers? The crowd seems to be too absorbed in the performance to notice your presence. Turns to you, expressions of frightful awe appearing on the workers' faces may start whispering prayers. The man stops playing and shrugs. I haven't had work for who knows how many watches now, and even if they did give me work, the enforcers would just rob me of any earnings afterward. So I've found a calling after my own heart. I trade fortune for ration cards. The folks around here peddle away what little they have to spare. Anyway, so why can't I? Perhaps you could trade us some of the Lord Captain's fortune, some of that Lord Captain's fortune of yours, your lordship. Who are you? I am but one of many. A voice in the crowd, a cog in the mechanism, his humble servant, flute player is all they call me. Because that's what I am. I make up tunes and give the people respite after a hard day's work. That is a curious-looking flute. How did you come by it? My mother loved music. She used to hum beautiful melodies to me, and when she passed, I carved this flute from her hip bone and learned to play, out of sorrow and respect of her memory. Play one of the local favorites for me. He did. Okay. A flute needs no words to sing, but I am curious of what story your melody tells. The story of a simple man from the lower decks, honest with himself and others. He risks his life to protect the oppressed from those corrupted by power. He takes from the rich and gives to the needy. He helps without asking anything in return. Nemesis, hero of tales admired by children and grown folk alike. A fairy tale indeed, risking oneself for nothing. If such a man existed, he would surely be profiting from your misfortunes in secret. The people look at each other in shock upon hearing the unpalpable fact of life. Their joy evaporates, leaving only the bitterness of disappointment. I think the song just died, but I won't despair. Life always suggests new melodies that people will like. Are you suggesting we play? Please, bless our little lark with your attention. Explain the rules of this game to me. It's simple. On this board, you play with fate. Choose a ball and give it to Bolts, my rat. If she rolls your ball into the pocket marked in red within 3 minutes, you win. If she doesn't, you lose. Simple. I'm not going to play fair because he's not playing fair. This should be amusing. The man readies his flute and the rat dives under the board. You hear clawed feet scrabbling against a crate, and a few minutes later a green ball pops out of the center. You have already seen through the flute player's performance. You listen to him play and watch the rat closely. Then at a certain point you start tapping your fingers on the edge of the crate, adding your own rhythm to the tune. The rat scrambles in confusion, mistaking your commands for those of his master, and starts rolling the ball towards the goal. When the ball drops into the red hole, a few impressed whistles come from the crowd, and the flute player laughs. Cleverly done, your lordship. While I had no doubt you would be a worthy opponent, and your strategy I think I will keep in mind for my future games. Shall we play another round? I'm sorry, your lordship, I don't have anything left to play you. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. I certainly won't forget my fateful meeting with the Lord Captain.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Did I get anything from that? I don't know if I did. Nope. Okay, now we're going through here.
I rise to the occasion.
Judging by the merchant's round, well-fed face, the rusty junk laid out on the counter is merely a smokescreen for the more valuable and likely illegal goods that are for now hidden from idle glances. Okay. Got dead man over there.
Follow my lead!
A sinewy, middle-aged man watches the bustle of the bay with a detached expression. Every so often, whenever his eyes linger on the blood mark inscribed nearby, his face changes strangely, and his hands clench into fists. Just as you begin to hear the rumble of an approaching train, the man's gaze turns towards the tracks. He leans forward. What do you think you're doing? What? I didn't... The man starts to and almost falls, but manages to keep his balance in the dim lumen light. You notice old scars scattered all across his body. Scars seem vaguely familiar. Look at them. Scars are all vary in length, width, depth, and shape. However, you notice a pattern in the ways the scars are aligned, as well as a series of faded symbols on the man's rough skin. Death cultists bear similar marks on their bodies. But spinners are constantly renewing their wounds, while this man looks long since healed. Who are you? A dead man. I lost my name years ago. I've just been another dead man ever since. You dare insult the rogue trader with your impudence? Your body may already be covered in the scars, but your tongue seems to be asking for more. Your eyes always return to the blood symbol. What do you know of it? It's a symbol of the blood-spun web. I come here every watch, but it hasn't been here before now. I guess today must be a special day. Have you come to take me to the other side? I do not know you. Death's gaze is not upon you. But then why? Why is it here? You look like you're about to take your own life. Are you having a rotten day? My whole life has been rotten, and I only have myself to blame. I've tried to change things, fix things, but I always ended up here, so eventually I accepted the truth. You know the symbols of the blood-spun web. You bear similar scars. Are you a spinner? I was, but I failed to complete my final assignment, so I was exiled from the cult. The vizier told me to kill the one who would be at a certain junction of the utility tunnels at a certain hour. I went to the appointed spot, then I waited an hour, 2, 5. The junction was still empty. Nobody came. After hours of waiting, I finally realized the person at the junction had been me the whole time. It was my turn to go to the Undying One, but I was afraid. I couldn't do my duty. I ran. You were ordered to die. What reason? But some would choose to leave the righteous path. These earned penance in due time. Her whip sings vengeance on renegade menace. Her blades pass sentence. For cowards seek to hide their hearts, but death makes no pretendance. It takes what it is due in essence. The third verse of the Song of Trailing Blood. The Vizier recited it to me before sending me on my final assignment. I didn't realize at the time that it was my judgment. Another verse, another step along the trail of blood. The riddle is trivial. It is time for death to take what is due, and the Vizier is waiting expectantly for you to carry out the sentence he passed years ago. There were plenty of reasons. I sowed death. I offered him the souls of the most pleasing men and women I could find because it kindled my passions. I killed well-off crewmen who didn't deserve their wealth, and I took their thrones. I killed enforcers who looked into my eyes without fear because I wanted to be feared. I reveled in bloodshed. I betrayed the tenants. I realized it, but I couldn't help it. I enjoyed it. Oh, you poor thing, I think I'm gonna cry. You couldn't stop slicing people up. That must have been so hard for you. Even my whispers have nothing to say to a pathetic tale like that. I bet they're thinking, what a lousy self-absorbed sack of scum. Jeez. So the spinners simply let you go? They made no attempts to find you and kill you? There was no pursuit. I thought I'd see their black blades the very next day. Instead, years passed without them taking my heart. I tried starting a new life, but the terror never stopped eating away at me. When I got truly desperate, I went to the Temple of Death myself, but no one would speak to me. When I gave them my name, they just whispered, "Sabreed has gone to the Undying One." They looked through me like I wasn't even there. I've lived like this for 20 years, like a coward, like a dead man. You do not sound particularly remorseful. I've spent years in remorse. I'm tired of it. Have you killed any more innocent souls since you ran? No, I've been afraid to touch my own knife since that day. Thought it might just stab me on its own, but the temptation is always there. You are disgusting. I will not grant you the release you crave so much. May you live on in suffering, fearful of every shadow. No. What about the symbol, the portent? You were supposed to... No, help! I didn't do it. That was his fault. Truly, it is better to die for him than to live for yourself. This he forgot.
Victory awaits.
Damn.
What is that?
More coupons. Uh-oh. Got a fight going on? How many times do I need to tell you, ungrateful maggots? Mistakes must be paid for. Have mercy in the throne's name, I beg you. The battered worker throws himself at your feet and touches the toe of your boot with his dirty palms. Your gracious lordship, hand of the God Emperor, save your unworthy servant. Get lost. Oh. My sincerest apologies, Lord Captain. Your boot, I'll clean it right away. God. None of the workers dare come closer, but the anger on their faces is plain to see. I intend to hear this man out. Your lordship, I work hard, never even take breaks to rest, and all I earn is 7 ration cards with 15 mouths to feed back home. The enforcers shake me down every shift, just like they do every other honest hard worker who... Enough whining. You and your pals lifted a box of Nutribars a few watches ago, and 2 canisters of water before that. I didn't beat the life out of you because I took pity on you. And this is the thanks I get? You quarantined the hub for 20 watches and refused to give out rations if we didn't have cards. Cards we had no way to earn. And today you earned 15 cards in a single shift because you do the work of 3 people, right? Or did you take your pals to a dark corner somewhere, do them in, and take their share? I didn't do them in. It was an accident. They got their heads bashed in by crates. The dead don't need rations. Am I to understand that enforcers are appropriating earnings from workers after their shifts? We appropriate nothing. We just monitor and redistribute. The rabble are a lying and thieving lot. We have instructions to stay alert for people holding more than the standard amount of ration cards to prevent supply embezzlement and famine. They do take our cards, your lordship, and they grow fat using them for themselves. Holy crap, I can't even see that. Society, you see, is much like a boot is toe proudly. You're a soul, good people. No, I won't say it like that. I'll say, consider yourself discharged, thief, to the enforcer. Tomorrow you are to stand here and queue for a work assignment like the others. Yes, Lord Captain. A sullen, red-bearded man with keen black eyes draws your attention. His oddly piercing gaze seemed to size you up the whole time you were speaking, but now he has hastened to conceal himself behind the gawkers. The next thing you know, you are watching him hurry deeper into the tunnels. It's probably one of the cult. May the God Emperor protect you and all of House von Valancius, Lord Captain.
None shall stand in my way.
What's this? I see. I'm gonna have to lift something. I thought it was for that, okay.
It's about time.
The bay's bulkhead is marred by traces of gunfire and rust-colored stains from old blood that was never properly washed off. During each shift, railway hubs direct thousands of containers carrying the rogue traders' cargo to various destination compartments. I gotta move that. Yeah. Just the question is how. Because I move it down onto it. Do I gotta go manually put it on? Yep.
I won't tolerate weakness.
There you go. Now lift it up, please. Thank you. What's this say? Someone has sketched a hasty portrait of a worker with a red scarf over his face. The artwork still reeks of chemical pigment. Judging by the layer of flaked off paint, it has already been removed several times already. A power pick. This weapon has an extra attack action which increases armor penetration of all subsequent attacks made against the same target by +10 for 1 round. Stacks.
A new challenge for me?
Okay. That's everything. Move the container.
Compared to naval service, it was barely a challenge.
Got tons of stuff we're getting.
That wasn't so difficult.
Ooh, thief. Who are you? There's not supposed to be anyone here. Ah, it doesn't matter. Identify yourself. Take a closer look. Makeshift armor peeks out from beneath their ragged clothes, and their battered weapons display a patchwork of crude repairs. The group stares longingly at the rack where the good plasteel gleams, restlessly clutching their humble weapons. You notice that the little finger on each person's right hand has been cut off. It is hardly a coincidence. I'm the rogue trader, and you will explain what is going on here. What are you gawping at? Hurry up and bend your backs as is right and proper. Your lordship, you must excuse these blockheads. I was taken aback myself. It's not every day you see the rogue trader in the flesh, and as for this, I won't insult you by denying it. You've caught us red-handed. Who are you? The Nine Hands, a gang. I mean, a brotherhood of Transport Bay 9. Don't think we're parasites. We do our bit for the prosperity of the ship. We're sort of assistants to the enforcers, self-appointed. We make sure that order is maintained in compartments where the enforcers are too lazy to greedy for bribes. We put a stop to robbery and free thinking, and well, we accept a small contribution as a show of our thanks. Why do you want my weapons? Are you going to rebel? To do business. We're no rebels. If anyone blasphemes against your lordship, we call the troublemakers to order, and we shed blood for the flagship without fear. I suppose that makes us defenders of the ship. Why stop there? You might as well call yourselves saints and say the fate of the whole dynasty rests on your shoulders. You obviously didn't expect anyone to be here. Are the enforcers providing cover for you? I wish. Frenzo is the newly appointed captain, had our informant strung up. He's tightening the screws. Damn it, we can barely breathe. Today's the last time we'll come to pick over this compartment. You all have your little fingers cut off. What does it mean? It's our gang's initiation rite, a fine tradition. By voluntarily removing a finger, the newcomer shows their determination and willingness to join us forever. It's also a badge of honor. Tell me why I shouldn't execute you on the spot. You could execute us, but who would take our place? Shameless scum who rob and kill to their heart's content. Bastards who accept mutants into their gangs and pray to the archenemy. There have always been outlaws on this ship. You're better off with outlaws like us, who don't go too far and keep the heretics down. Fine. I mean, I guess he's got a point. As long as he's telling the truth, they're at least loyal to the ship for the most part. I suppose you may be of some use. I shall permit you to take a few more basic weapons and leave. Serve the ship well. One day I will realize the depth and wisdom of your decisions, Lord Captain, but in the meantime I will pray that this act does not come back to haunt you. Hear that, boys? The Lord Captain himself is expecting good things from us. We can't let him down. We will fulfill your command to the letter. I hope so.
Victory awaits!
I hope I didn't just get a bunch of people killed by letting them go. Oh, that was a special one. 1 second. The Ripper. Solid projectiles. 5 to 7. Let me see. Who has... I think it's you. Yeah, you have that one. Is it saying better? It's 4 to 7, or 5 to 7, but it has a rate of fire of 8 and less recoil. So that means that's 40 to 50. No, I mean 62. No, what am I thinking? 56. It's 40 to 56 damage. A little bit less range. And it has over penetration. So overall it's better, I think. Yeah. I might give that to me then. Or someone else that uses guns. Probably me. Somebody wants to be a sniper. I'll just keep it for now. Okay. Basic las gun, or yeah, I'll give you the sniper. I think if it's better. 6 to 8. Same rate of fire. It is better. Okay.
None shall stand in my way.
The premonition runs true.
Was there anything down here? No. Got another one. A boot print has smudged this symbol slightly. Leads towards the slums. Somebody just died. We got a fight club. The kids have been waiting for you. How was your shift? We worked hard. I helped out a friend with the loading and he gave me some cards. Take them and exchange them for some new shoes. Yours are all worn out. That's nice. Oh, thank you. I've already made your bed for you. So once we've eaten, you go and rest. The little ones and I will head out to the marketplace and leave you in peace. Why did the Emperor send me such a wonderful life? Aww.
I'll lay claim to the...
What the hell? Oh, that must be the future pit thing they told me to avoid. Ugh. Nasty, bruh. It's the same thing? Okay. Sure.
Cast your eye there.
Book of War Prayers. The wearer deals 10% more damage to Xenos and demons. If the wearer has conviction dogmatic, this bonus is doubled. That'd be great for the Sister of Battle. Inventory. There you are. Oh, which one is it? Yeah. Put it in the slot. There you go.
Follow my lead.
So that should be 20% more damage to Xenos and demons. Which that's kind of crazy. Jeez, I keep getting a lot of goods. Shreds of rat carcasses and yellow-green moss stew in the cloudy sludge along with other unidentifiable ingredients. I don't want to identify them, I don't think. Can I stop this at all? Or are we just going to let them kill each other? Okay. What's the point of doing that athletics check?
We need to investigate. I won't tolerate weakness.
I don't see any. There is a way to go down. Uh-oh. Alright, I think I'm gonna leave it here for now in front of this, whatever this is, I guess. It's called a vat. And I guess maybe they're putting these people inside. Or eating. They're eating it? Ew. Anyway. I think we'll leave here. We'll pick up next time by doing this and seeing what's further down the path, which will probably be the church at this rate. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and sticking along. I know I could be, you know, boring sometimes and doing everything, but I'm trying just to make the best experience for you guys, so I hope you enjoy. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a nice day. Peace.